Welcome to the channel. We are up in Brecon Beacons, Llyn Y Fan Fach. If you're new here, welcome. On the channel we do a lot of hiking, walking around, just exploring in Wales, a lot of camping. And today, yeah, we're up in Llyn Y Fan Fach. We're going to do a bit of a wild camp. We've got a Naturehike 2 with me again, but more importantly, I recently bought the RAB Ascent 700. We're going to give it a test. It's not freezing today. It was forecast to be a little bit colder, but as you can see, we've got some lovely cloud, nothing else to do to get a bit colder overnight. So yeah, we're going to give it a go, see what I think, and talk to you a little bit about what I like, what I dislike about it. And yeah, we'll just give my honest opinion really and see how it fares. So I'm going to get the tent pitched up, get the sleeping bag out, get it out in the tent, get ready to go, and then I'll talk to you about it and see what it's like. So this is it. This is the RAB Ascent 700. This is in the stuff sack. So the carry case that comes in, which is not too bad. It's about the same size as the Vango I've been using on other camps in the past, but the difference is supposedly a lot. So yeah, I mean, the storage sack that it comes in is a lot bigger. I'll stick a picture of that up now. And yeah, that's what they recommend to store it in, but this is ideal for your backpack. It sits nicely at the bottom of my Osprey Atma, so it fits perfectly along there and it can decompress down a little bit more. But yeah, we'll get him out, give him a chance to loft up and see what she's like. Alright, so it's about 8:30. We're in the tents, it's pitch black, clouds kind of come and gone, but we've been up here a couple of hours now and the bag has had a good bit of time to loft up. It's nice and plump in there, so it's looking like it's going to be okay. So I'm using it with my Thermarest Neo Air, so it's got an R value of 4.2, so hopefully that should be okay. Temperature on the little temperature gauge got outside is reading at about 5 degrees, but with the wind chill it's probably around 0 into the minus figures, I think. Forecast is for the cloud to all disappear, so I think it's going to get forecast to go down quite low tonight. So it'll be a really good test, this bag. I think the limit on it is around, or the comfort is around the -5. Might be wrong on that, so I'll correct myself in the caption if I need to. But yeah, I'm going to jump in, see what it's like, and obviously we'll have to give you a full report in the morning, but it really has lofted up quite nicely. I mean, I've only tried it just in the house. I've just got in it and sat in it, and it does feel like it's quite warm, so hopefully it should be a nice night's sleep. And I've got my Thermarest pillow to go with it as well, so hopefully for a nice sleep. And it's forecast to clouds obviously disappear overnight, so I think temperature's gonna drop, it's gonna get a bit colder, but then we're gonna get a nice sunrise as well. So yeah, I'll come back to you in the morning, let you know what I think about it, give you some of the pros and cons of using it for the night in the cold. But for now, I'm gonna jump in, catch up, and try and get a good night's sleep. So we'll see you in the morning. Morning. So it was a cold one last night. It's now about 7:30, about 20 minutes away from sunrise. We're up and looking at the temps, are about 4ish, and the thermometer was showing as being -2, so it definitely got to sub-zero. It's -0.5 at the moment, so it's pretty chilly, but wouldn't really notice much in this. I mean, it was brilliant. I gotta say, there's nothing to fault with it. Didn't really notice at all the temperature that we were in, but I just had a pair of thermal bottoms on, thermal top. I
I put my hat on about 4 o'clock or something like that, just because I was awake and came out of the bag for a bit. So but yeah, I mean, I can't fault it. I was going to try and say some things I didn't really like about it, or something, I was expecting something to come up and be like, it wasn't quite cold enough or not. But yeah, it definitely got down to -2, and I think around 4 o'clock it's actually started warming up a little bit, so I think it probably got down a little bit lower than that, but I wouldn't know. I'd say probably the only thing, and this isn't specific to this sleeping bag, but all of them, is the pocket. You always got a pocket there for your phone, which is built into the bag. They're brilliant because they keep your phone nice and warm, but for me, I sleep on my side and it just bumps onto my face and bumps onto my head, and that's the only thing I really don't like about them, because they just bump you a little bit. But yeah, I mean, what a bag. It's worth the money I paid for it. I think I paid about £200 for this one from Go Outdoors, and yeah, it's worth every penny in the conditions like this. They say it's got a rating of -5 for comfort, and I believe that. I definitely believe that now. I could have layered up, but I just didn't need to. But yeah, I mean, it's a great little thing. I mean, there's a little bit of condensation in the tent, if you can see it. It's on the tent or on there, but there's nothing on you. It's obviously got the hydroponic, or whatever it's called, down coating, so it doesn't absorb the moisture as much, and so obviously the materials are a little bit waterproof and everything. It just works. Like, there were a couple of times in the night where my head was up out of the bag because I got my pillow in the mummy section, and you can feel just a little bit of condensation hitting me, and the bag was a little bit damp maybe, but this morning it's brilliant, and I really cannot fault it. And I think one thing that I really like about this bag as well is the ethics of RAB. You can see I've got a RAB jacket on, I've got my RAB thermals. I just like the brand, but with this bag in particular, it's certified by, I think it's RDS certification, which means that the animals that the down has been collected from has been done ethically, so they haven't been force fed, they've been treated well while they were alive, and they weren't plucked alive and things like that. And that, for me, that's a big thing. I think that's a really nice touch, and a good way that's showing that they're committed to being fair and doing the right thing. But yeah, I think the plan with that this morning is we're going to get a bit of a sunrise. Hopefully. It was absolutely gorgeous. I'll put a picture up of what it would look like at 4 o'clock in the morning over the lake. It was just amazing. But yeah, hopefully we're going to get a sunrise. While we're waiting for that, I'm going to get the MSR on, get the pocket rocket on, and get a couple going, get some breakfast, and then I think we're going to start packing up a bit. And then while we're walking back to the car, I'll do a quick summary, quick overview, and say my recommendation on it and whatnot, and just final thoughts. But yeah, it's time to get a cuppa. I'd say it was definitely freezing overnight. There's so much ice in the tent. It's unreal. Just start to see the sunrise. It's coming from up that way. We were going to stay and watch the sunrise, but I think it's going to be a little bit later. There's quite a lot of people going up. Quite a lot of people on the ridge actually. But I'm trying to get packed down and head on out now. So there we are, all packed up. As any responsible camper, leave no trace. You can't tell we've been here other than, well, you can actually, because there's a nice square patch of where the tent was. But no, you can't tell we've been here. Everything's packed up, all ready to go. What a place. Llyn Y Fan Fach is just, oh my god, it's so beautiful. I think in the summer we're going to come back up and do another camp. But reason for this video, the RAB Ascent 700. Is it worth it? Hell yes, it's worth it. Like, I was in thermals, I reckon I probably could have got away with just a normal pair of pajama bottoms or something, just something light, and you would have been fine. Like, I think it got down to, probably got down to around the -4 mark last night, if I had to guess, and I didn't feel a thing. Especially with the thermarest underneath it, because that's got an R value of 2, so about 4.2, sorry, and that's just, it kept all the warmth in. It's ideal. I looked at so many sleeping bags before I bought that one. I looked at the OEX Leviathan, I looked at the RAB Ascent 900, 1100, 500, I looked at the Deuter ranges, everything, but
I think the 900 is what Darren's been using, and again I think he's raving about that. But for me, I think the 7 was perfect, because this is probably about as cold as I'm going to be out, and I still think it's going to be okay to use as we go into the summer, because I'm quite a cold sleeper, so I do like being wrapped up quite warm. But yeah, if you're considering looking at a RAB 700, just buy it. It's a lot of money, but a good night's sleep is something worth paying for, in my opinion. And especially with a company like RAB and all the things we talked about earlier, the ethical, the sustainable and all that kind of stuff. It's a British company. It's massive, but it's a British company as well, so it's worth investing in them. But yeah, if you're looking at it, then just get it on order, definitely. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully again you found this one helpful, you found it useful, and take some tips and some advice from it. If you have enjoyed it, then hit the like button, hit subscribe on all that good stuff. So this is the first of many camps with any luck this year, so keep an eye on the channel, and we'll keep bringing you the content. So for now, we'll say goodbye and leave you with that view.